Greetings, peace and blessings. Happy Friday. Today is the day that Venus rules, and Venus is currently at the 12th degree of Aries. So we are in an eclipse window, and we're in an eclipse window. Good morning. And we had an eclipse at the new moon in Taurus, which was just over a week and a half ago. And today is a Venus day, and Venus rules this eclipse window. And Venus is moved out of Pisces and into Aries. So really what's happening, Venus governs our emotions, our emotional body, our feelings, how we relate, how we restore ourselves, how we feel, our self-esteem. Venus is so significant to our core well-being. It really is. It's everything. And if you just think about it, right? If you don't feel good, that changes everything, right? If you feel a certain way about, if you have positive feelings about somebody, you will interact with them in a different way. If you have negative feelings, like Venus is the core of our reality. It's our mind, which is Mercury, and then Venus, which is our feelings. And the two really go hand in hand. So while Venus is ruling this eclipse that we're in, it is a real reboot to how we relate to ourselves and to the world. It's a reboot in our sensory, like how we feel about things. And how I experience this is, I experience this in a way where, let me just use this. This might not be a great example, but I've been watching a lot of documentaries on the Lakers because I grew up in Los Angeles. I hate organized sports, but I love the backstory. I love the backstory of what the players are going through and all of that kind of stuff. And I've been pretty profoundly fascinated by watching players who hurt themselves, like they sprain their ankle or pull their Achilles, and then they fucking continue to play. Like they continue to play because they are capable of managing their feelings. They're capable of managing the way they're relating to a feeling. So they can take the experience of pain and not have it be something that has the power over them. They can have the power over the pain. This is a way that we can rechannel our sensory energy, right? That's an extreme way, but it is a way to do it. Now, the reason it's so important to be able to do this, though, is so that you can have dominion over your reality. So that you're not at the effect of everything. One of the things that, I love about being a Black person and I hate about being a Black is that I'm so emotional because we feel everything. Women have more water in their bodies, making us more sensory, more feeling. Black people have more melanin, making us more right brain, more sensory, more feeling. So people who are running a lot of feelings and emotions through their bodies, oftentimes learning how to manage that is a high call. It is a high call. Learning how, and what it requires is being willing to tell yourself a different story about something, right? So like I said, these athletes can experience pain and not tell themselves that it's more powerful than them, or not tell themselves that they have to stop playing. They can experience the pain and actually tell themselves it's okay and continue to move through it because they've trained themselves. Anybody can do those kinds of things, and it's important to be able to do this. This is a significant way of creating your own ascension or evolution by not having the same reactions to your emotions that you have previously or historically or been conditioned to have. So for me, it's like not taking things so personally, right? If somebody does something or says something, me being able to really get curious about what's happening rather than assuming a story. You know what I mean? We do it constantly in, like I might see a person who is white behaving a certain way, and my mind might say, oh, they're behaving that way because they're racist. Well, maybe they're actually not racist. Maybe they just had a really bad day, or maybe, their mother just died, and maybe, but because of the conditioning, we will put stories on experiences based upon our history, is what I'm trying to say, based upon our history. And this Venus energy asks you to have the ability to be able to create new meanings, really creating new meanings. And Venus in Aries is about beginnings. Aries is about the newness. Aries is about your identity, right? So this is the time for us to begin to re-identify in new ways with old things. And because it's Aries, you have to be mindful, because Aries is a very reactive energy. It's a very youthful energy. It's a very baby energy. And so it hasn't really cultivated a lot of maturity yet to actually be able to reassign stuff. Like babies are just reactive. And so it requires that you do something to mature yourself. This is what we're being asked to mature ourselves and have different reactions to old experiences. At the 12th degree, the degree is creativity, and it's really understanding that whatever you're feeling right now, whatever story you're telling about it, because Mercury's in retrograde and the sun is in Taurus and we're in an eclipse season, it's very chaotic right now. The energies, it's literally like a traffic jam in the invisible world, and it's like it's stuck, like something is just jammed and it can't get through. And so that's what's energetically happening. And so it'll feel really intense, and your relationships might start to boil over, and things start to kind of break down, and things get really challenging. And the work is to feel what you feel and tell yourself a new story. Feel what you feel and tell yourself a new story. And I have been practicing this. I've been practicing this stuff a while, right? So I'm becoming better at it than I generally have been at it. And so yesterday I experienced someone calling me. I had a conversation about someone making their transition, somebody dying. And I just sat with it for as long as I could. I sat with it, and I literally I got curious about death. I was like, what is death? And, and so I honored my humanness, wow, I feel really fucking heartbroken that this has happened. This is devastating to me. And I had to honor that part, because that is an aspect of my own humanity. And then I was like, but I also know that this is an avatar, and this is a game, and death isn't really real. We do that, we die and sometimes we come right back, y'all. We come right back in a year or 2 years, months even. It's what I've learned as I've been studying the occult and what this reality really is. The stuff that I've learned changes everything, is what I'll say. It changes everything. But because I want to be able to translate it and teach it to others, it's a process. It's slow, because the concepts are really far from what we've been conditioned to believe. We've been conditioned to believe that death is the worst thing ever. And the truth of the matter is that death is just a new birth into the next reality. It's a beautiful thing if we are understanding and conscious and prepared and all of that. And it can be a beautiful thing when we don't, and we die and then we come back again. It's totally right. So I had to really just be with my feelings. I had to honor it all. But then by the end of the day, I was like, okay, I'm really clear that nothing is wrong here, because this is another thing that I know about death. It's never a mistake. I have come to learn that nothing in this universe is ever a mistake. When people die, it might look like a mistake. It might look like an accident. It's not. Their soul already made the agreement. Like your soul already knows when you are going to leave here. Your soul knows it. It's not going to be a mistake. And so because of that, then I was like, I understand the conditions under which this person has made their transition. But because I know nothing is a mistake, this is what their soul designed for them. This is how it came to be. And so then that allowed me to open up and trust all the circumstances and sort of relax a little bit and know that, everything here is multi-layered. Nothing is as simple as it looks, or nothing is ever how it looks. Let's say it that way. Nothing is ever how it appears, which is a profound kind of thing, actually. So with this Venus energy, you want to be questioning yourself so that you can begin to shed, because the full moon in Scorpio is going to be I think it's on Sunday. And in Scorpio, it means that there's a death, there's a transmutation that's happening. There's stuff that's transitioning, transformations, right? So, whatever's happening in your life right now, however intense it is, it's there to help you transform. That's why you're having whatever experience you're having. It is there to help you. And when death is a part of it, it's like things will be so intense, so heavy that you have to just kind of release it, like just surrender to the best of your ability. Don't fight it. Don't try to force anything to be different than what it is. Just allow, really allow, because that is the energy of an eclipse. Like, just don't go to war with anything. All right, you all. So today is Venus Day. And if you benefit from the work that I do here and from the things that I share, I would love for you guys to be in the experience of reciprocity with me. That's what I mean. Be in the experience of reciprocity with me. And if you'd like to donate at my Cash App, you can do that at $ Monique Ruffin. If you'd like to donate to my Venmo, you can do that at @Monique-Ruffin. Or you can say thank you, whatever works for you. Just creating reciprocity, especially as we're in this eclipse energy that is ruled by Venus, because we're building new realities right now, and we're building them through our consciousness. It's so important to know that building a new reality happens through your consciousness, and it literally is like the act of having, say you have a structure, a house, and you're literally going to take the house down. You're going to pull all of the materials off of it and take it all down, but with the same materials, because energy doesn't die, right? With the same materials, you're going to erect an entirely new building, but you're going to use the same materials because you're going to use the same energy. You're just going to transmute it. And that's what we're up to doing. And that's how we unplug from the things that we used to put our energy in. Like if you used to put your energy into voting and politics, you deconstruct that relationship. You deconstruct it, you break it down, and you say, now I'm going to take this energy and put it over here. If you used to put your energy and whatever it is, whatever this old reality used to be, however you used to put your in, I'm not going to work for anybody anymore. I'm going to you're going to break your relationship down with it, right? The part of me that I remember when I used to believe, becoming an entrepreneur has been the most transformational thing ever. There was a time when I believed that I couldn't generate money without somebody being my boss. I believed it. I couldn't find it in me to feel worthy enough to build my own business. My mind didn't have it, so I had to build that. I had to deconstruct my reliance on a check every 2 weeks, because I was conditioned that every 2 weeks. So then, I'm excited, and then I get the money. Oh, I was conditioned. It was an energetic conditioning, right? And then I had to break that energetic conditioning down and recondition myself. This is what I'm talking about. This is it. You have to do it from inside of yourself. It is a consciousness thing. It's not a magic trick. You have to actually build it. It's for real. You have to build it on the invisible, and then you do it on the external. You have to And as you do it, the universe will support you. You're not alone. If you're doing your spiritual practice and all of that sort of stuff, you'll be directed in every way possible with the spirit. You have to engage with your higher self. You have to engage with your ancestors and the unseen forces so that you know what you're doing. Because none of us have ever done this. So, I'm sorry, it got paused. I was saying none of us have ever done this before. This is all new. This is all new. We're all the first generation of humans doing this kind of work. Okay? So we have to really learn how to trust. We have to learn how to listen and all this sort of stuff. All of these are really, we're living through a magical, magical time. And some might say we're living through a very scary, scary time. And so maybe both are true, but it just depends on where you're putting your attention. All right, peace and blessings. Thank you guys so much. I love you. Thank you for your thank yous and your music playlists and all of that. I love all that stuff so much. And all my classes are closed right now, but the next moon cycle starts on the 22nd. So that class will open up on about the 20th. So you guys can start registering for that. All right. Love you too. Bye-bye.